Come in. Lessons are done for the day. You are free to do as you please for the remainder of the day. I hope you realize that. Have you made your decision? Do you understand that by swearing your fealty, your life belongs to the crown? And do you accept this? Come this way, then. The standard procedure often takes several minutes to hours, depending on the terms through which the subject is expected to follow. Any additional time we need to speak should be accounted for within that time. Please take a seat here. We can discuss the situation between us first, if you prefer. The terms through which you serve me can be left at the end. However, know that these are also conditions you must swear by. Nothing discussed in this room is to ever leave it. Is that clear? Then tell me, what is your choice? Yes, of course. I can address any concerns you have beforehand. You will be provided for the rest of your life, and all that you currently have is guaranteed so long as you continue to serve me. So room and board, entertainment, and all of your medical needs will be taken care of. But you are still confined to the areas I have designated for you. Is that acceptable? Good. Now how shall we proceed? You do understand that once I tell you everything, you will be responsible for keeping this information to yourself? If you so much as speak a word of this to anyone, you may be subject to corporal punishment and, at worst, execution. You don't have to bear that responsibility. I will give you all the love that you desire regardless of your choice. You say that, but I fear you may have second thoughts about sharing your life with me. If that truly is what it takes to love me to the fullest, then I will be honest with you. I only ask that you listen until the end. Thank you. I am the eldest of the current generation of the royal family. His late Highness was also the eldest between him and his brother, the father of the current heir. However, despite the line of succession pointing to me as the next in line, His late Highness made his nephew the heir instead. And that is for one simple reason. I was not born a wind mage, and neither was his late Highness, his remaining children, nor his brother. The royal bloodline stretches back many centuries, and throughout history, it is and always has been naturally attuned to time magic. Ancient history tells us that our ancestors used their power to halt the sandstorms to allow for the citizens to seek shelter. Once their safety was ensured, the royal family would speed up time for the storms to pass by in an instant. This was how they initially gained their position, as the magic is quite powerful and rare even to this day. But in the attempt to preserve such a rare magic and maintain their position and power, there was an unfortunate side effect that has rendered it effectively useless to us. And all that remains is the tainted blood that continues to curse us to this very day. It may have crossed the minds of those in academia that many of royal blood often maintain their youth even in old age. But fortunately, the common folk are more inclined to see it as a gift and proof of our right to the throne. Yes, disordered time magic is what afflicted his late Highness, his brother, and myself. it will be much more noticeable a few years from now. You will most certainly outgrow me in due time. Maybe at least one of us could find some appreciation in my looks later down the line. You'd make quite a few of your peers jealous if we had the luxury of telling others. Well, hopefully you have some years to enjoy it. Take advantage of it while it lasts. Unfortunately, much of the time I had was spent searching for you. And as a result, it almost feels like it's too late. I'm well past my prime, to say the least. Old enough to remember each and every one of the heir's 36 years with absolute clarity. Does it bother you? It has always been my fear that it would make you change your mind. But it would have come to light eventually. Best not to be deceiving, else I lose you. When you don't know how much time you have left, the methods you use to get where you want to be matter little so long as you get there. After seeing how differently we've all been affected, I've always had doubts about myself. Some of the others in the royal family have been less fortunate. Time flows faster for them. They live a lifetime in seconds, and before you know it, they're gone. That's why it's been the goal to rid ourselves of it and start a new bloodline. Wind magic serves its purpose of allowing us to continue protecting our people in the way that time used to. But learning it without a natural prowess for it takes years, which many of us don't have. Naturally, those born with the gift make for a perfect means of providing the heirs needed to rewrite history. Well, they got what they wanted. The current heir broke the long-standing curse. He is a natural-born wind mage, destined to carry on the new bloodline and leave the rest of us behind. There is no place for us in this new era. We have nothing to provide. I've spent a long time trying to find my purpose here, but there isn't one. I will always be proud of the accomplishments you've made under my tutelage. It's just unfortunate that I was only allowed to take you in so I could shut my mouth and play pretend. You have so much going for you, too. And it's my fault that some of it could end up going to waste. You would have made a wonderful father. And as much as I've fought to have that choice, I don't have one for myself. So I'm afraid I don't have one to give you either. Would you still love me, even knowing all of that? Well, children out of the question. I at the very least desire companionship. I want to be able to experience what any heir would, even if in the end it's just pretend. What I feel is very real. But it never will be in the eyes of those in power. What is it that you feel? I suppose I should have expected as much. Love that is not meant to be already limits what we can and cannot do. That is for me to worry about. I can make opportunities for us just like now. Then let us take the chance right now, while we still have it. Do you vow to keep this between us? Do you vow to live your life in service to our kingdom? And do you vow that you will love me for the rest of your days? Then swear upon my name that you will. No, no titles. Just my name. Once more. No, just for me this time. Thank you for making this real.